Okay, let's jump right into today's explainer. We're looking at a truly dramatic and honestly kind of terrifying sequence of events that went down on Mount Sinai. This isn't just some dusty historical footnote. No, it's a masterclass in human nature, leadership, and the ultimate balancing act between divine justice and mercy. We're going to map out exactly how a peaceful mission totally spiraled into an absolute disaster in just a matter of moments. And that brings us to the big question at the heart of today's narrative. Think about it. What actually happens when our stubborn, finite human logic comes face to face with an undeniable display of ultimate power? I mean, something's got to give, right? Let's see how this plays out.
So, starting with Section 1, the journey to Mount Sinai, seeking forgiveness.
Now, I want you to focus on this number, 70. Following a period of communal repentance, Moses didn't just bring any random group along. He handpicked exactly 70 of the absolute most respected and wise men from Bani Israel for this critical mission. These guys were the best of the best, representing the entire community on a deeply spiritual journey to seek divine forgiveness.
Which leads us into Section 2, an arrogant demand, refusing to believe. So the group arrives at the summit and they're met with this awe-inspiring, literal, out-of-this-world scene. The ultimate display of divine glory reveals itself right there. Enshrouded in this incredible environment, they actually witness Moses speaking directly with the Creator. You'd think an overwhelming spiritual experience like this would cement their faith forever, wouldn't you?
Well, actually, this is where we see a brilliant illustration of a massive human flaw. Remember, these are 70 chosen, supposedly top-tier, wise men. Yet even as they are witnessing this divine glory with their own two eyes, they totally contradict their elite status. Instead of dropping to their knees in humility, they dig their heels in. It's just a sudden, baffling display of stubbornness.
It's honestly the ultimate human audacity. It's like demanding to speak to the manager, but on a cosmic scale. Their rebellion is captured in this staggering demand, quote, "We will not believe until we see Allah with our own eyes." They are literally trying to lay down terms and conditions to the divine, letting their earthly logic completely override a transcendent miracle right in front of them. And that brings us to Section 3, lightning and earthquake, divine wrath. Because, as you might expect, this unparalleled audacity triggers an immediate and terrifying response. There is absolutely no negotiation here. In a split second, a deafening thunderclap and a violent earthquake strike the mountaintop. It's as if the very ground beneath them is violently rejecting their arrogance. The consequences are instant. Unimaginable terror grips the mountain. Those 70 chosen men, the same guys who just seconds ago were making bold demands, instantly collapse. The entire group falls completely unconscious. The sheer force of this wrath just levels them flat on the ground, seemingly perishing right there for their absolute disrespect.
Moving on to Section 4, the prayer of Moses, prophetic intercession.
Picture this. There's this terrifying, ringing silence that follows. Moses is standing there, his entire leadership council unconscious on the ground, and he calls out in a desperate plea, quote, "Oh my Lord, if you wanted, you could have destroyed them earlier. Will you destroy us all because of the actions of a few fools?" Notice the profound empathy there. He doesn't make excuses, he rightly calls them out as fools, but he pleads for their survival, appealing to the bigger picture.
Which takes us to our final act, Section 5, mercy and lesson, miraculous resolution.
The narrative tells us that mercy does ultimately prevail. The response is swift. Moses' heartfelt prayer is accepted. Immense divine mercy showers the group, washing away the earlier wrath. And then, in this stunning reversal, the 70 men are miraculously revived and brought back to life. But, they don't just wake up stretching as if they took a nap. They awaken to a severe, crushing realization of just how terribly wrong they were. It's a massive psychological reset. They challenged the ultimate authority, faced the absolute brink of destruction, and were spared only because Moses interceded for them. Their foolish arrogance is completely shattered. Just look at the incredible whiplash of this whole event. The escalation is so rapid. We started with repentance, a really hopeful journey. Then it violently veered into rebellion with that arrogant demand, which instantly triggered divine wrath. But it ultimately concluded with a miraculous revival. It's this massive, intense arc of human failing and divine forgiveness compressed into one single encounter. To wrap up today's explainer, I want to leave you with a really provocative warning drawn straight from the text's conclusion. It asks us to reflect. If a human heart doesn't soften even after witnessing such profound, undeniable power, then what possibly will? It's a timeless question about the limits of human stubbornness and our deep, deep need for humility. Keep learning, keep questioning, and I'll catch you in our next explainer.